John Frost looked on the gathered crowd, now 3,000 strong. With heavy heart, his voice rang loud as he sang this loveless song. God is a guide from field, from wave, from plough, from anvil, and from loom. We come our country's rights to save and speak a tyrant faction's doom. We raise the watchword liberty. We will be free. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order. And bobbies took an oath to be our nation's warders, swearing that they would enforce Sir Robert's Rules of Order. To Newport rose a million friends who rallied each supporter to join this flood of working men against Robert's Rules of Order. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order. Like this, on the steps of Parliament, John Frost stood proud and tall. A hush fell on this great event as he told them one and all, depose the gentry and the crown, depose the House of Lords, or join the Queen in exile by Robert's Rules of Order. Socialists, Luddites, Communists, recall each faithful martyr who died so you could have your new world. Robert's Rules of Order. Say it loud, vote your favor, shout it high. All in favor, you say aye. Favor, aye, favor. Aye. A mandate of the people's cry. Favor, aye, favor. Aye. Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed, you say nay. Opposed, opposed. The motion carries anyway. Currents change and bring to us our tear-corrupted warder. In chains subdued and ill-abused, he's left with no supporters. Mobility's will can then proceed by our own rules of order, and we'll all cheer for country's sake when Robert's drawn in quarter. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament shall be reborn with Robert's Rules of Order.
Oh, caught you mid-drink. That's the best way to be caught. I got my Libertarian Party of Louisiana cup.
That's not good.
Okay, and you're going to have to let me know how my sound is, but we did fix this, and I think it's better because it doesn't look like I have a huge thing. Pole vaulting obstacle in my face.
Well, that got demonetized in a hurry.
Well, listen, probably not. We used the right terms, but probably. The best headline ever for that one was, man loses loses a medal but wins the Olympics.
Well, those are done, thank God. So.
Oh, my goodness, that was something.
Although I got to admit something, though. The other night, we were out having dinner as a family, and up on the TV screens, they were showing the men's field hockey gold medal game between the Dutch and the Germans. And it was actually pretty entertaining because it went to a shootout, and we're watching this going, okay, we have no idea what's going on, but we're enjoying this.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of it. I did watch the replay of the pole vaulting incident many times.
Bad comedy.
And I did watch Simone Biles because she's just incredible. And that's about it. That's all I really cared about. Cared about. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready, Mr. Seebeck?
As ready as I think I can be.
And as we said before, we did all of our Libertarian Party gossiping beforehand, but I am going to do one little bit, and you don't have to comment. This is a show about Robert's Rules of Order and rules, but I have an announcement to make. Rules don't matter anymore in the Libertarian Party. So if you're here from the LP to learn about rules, don't bother. They don't matter anymore. apparently. You don't need to say anything. That is my commentary alone. Okay. Now, how do we do
Welcome
this?
to Whose LP Is It Anyway, where the rules don't
Oh,
matter and everything's made up.
it's just ridiculous. Okay. Because I was running a little late, let me look at how I have my desktop set up, because I don't have it set up very well. And I have everything in a folder that I'm trying to find. And remember, I wasn't even last time I wasn't able to get, like, I had to switch things like midstream. So this question that's first going to come up is from
That was me.
hold on. I just got to see what email is going to get me. One second. I'd like to answer this.
Yeah, I'm seeing it too.
I know it's ridiculous.
And
You know that's always been my position.
yeah, and so was the intercourse snark in that comment.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, how professional. Not.
Yeah. But we're not going to talk about that here.
No.
Okay. Going on. So I'm looking for the first thing.
Yeah. Sorry,
So I think it's 1-1. Hold on. I have them numbered really weird. So let me go to the screen first. This is last.
There we go.
Okay. See, look. Where it says camera not activated.
See you.
Yeah, that's because I was using my iPhone last time. So video source, live, there I am. Okay. That should fix things. Now this is a question from last time, so don't worry about this one. I need to pull in a question from this time, which should be, why is that not working? Oh my God. This is really, really irritating me. Give me 1 second. I should have prepared better. I want to copy all of these onto my main drive, because right now I like have them. They're not in a zip folder. They're allegedly in an unzip folder, but it's treating them. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Never mind. It's me that's the idiot. 1 second. I know that's not a big surprise, but I need to delete all of these. Okay, now it's just me. But if I add this one here and then move it to the bottom, there we go. I figured it out, but it is hiding. It is hiding things a little bit. So I'm going to move us down a little bit. All right, here we are. But that's not the right one, is it?
I don't know. It's not the one you had up a minute ago. So.
It isn't, but it also, I don't think it's the right one. It's not the one that I have as number 15. Oh my God, which number is this? Well, this is what we're going to treat as the question. We're just going to deal with it that way. Which subsidiary motions may also be made as incidental main motions when no other motion is pending? A, commit and lay on the table. B, amend, commit, limit, or extend limits of debate and previous question. C, I misspelled, postpone indefinitely, amend, commit, postpone to a certain time, and limit or extend limits of debate. And D, amend, postpone to a certain time, limit or extend limits of debate, and lay on the table.
Okay, we can eliminate B immediately because you can't call previous question if no motion is pending. So we can eliminate that one immediately. Let's see. Commit and lay on the table. I got to think about that with commit. Um, lay on the table has to have a motion pending. So I don't think that's I don't so that's going to I don't think A and by extension D is right either. So by elimination, I got to go with C. Hello?
Okay. Well, I want to talk through this with you because I don't know the answer either.
Okay.
And
Okay.
because this isn't a contest now about getting things right or wrong like our other shows were. It was about talking things through
Yeah.
so that everyone learned. So for your first comment, you said lay on the table required a motion to be pending. What did you mean
I
by
think so.
pending?
That a motion has to be made for
And
an item of
stated by the
business.
chair? That's normally what I
Right.
mean by pending.
Yeah, because I would agree with that statement. Yeah, because until it's stated by the chair, it's not actually pending at all. It's just
Okay.
words.
So let me give you a scenario. You're coming
Okay.
on to an agenda with 10 items and you're trying to get to the 11th one because it's
Mhm.
important to get to the 11th one before the other 10. Can't you subsequently lay each of those on the table to get to the 11th one? And they haven't yet been stated on the chair. So they're by the chair. So they're not yet pending according to your definition. I think you can
That's
do
a fair
that.
statement.
Now, I don't know what the right answer to this one is. I didn't look it up, and I really don't know yet. This is a complicated question. I just heard you
Yeah,
say
because a
that.
lot of things are
Now, commit, I think you do have to have a pending motion to commit. So
I
I think
believe
A
that's
is
the case also.
wrong. I think A is wrong, but for a different reason than you
Mhm.
said.
But here's the weird part. Commit is listed under all of them.
It is. So that's
Yeah,
interesting. Okay, then we're wrong. But I still think A is wrong because of the lay on the table thing. I could be wrong.
right.
I'm not trying to lead you astray, but I seem
I
to
know B is wrong.
remember, yeah, I seem to remember being told that the right way to handle is rather than taking a group of motions and postponing them till later, is to lay each of them on the table subsequently. Okay, so
Mhm.
B, amend can be an incidental main motion. We learned that with amend
Mhm.
something previously adopted. Since commit
Correct.
is in all of them, even though you and I disagree, we're going to have to look that up. That has to be okay. But
Mhm.
you can limit or extend limits of debate as an incidental main motion because you can do
That's
it,
true. Mhm.
and but you can't do previous question. So B has to be
Exactly.
wrong.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
the first one I eliminated. So,
Okay, so B is wrong, A is wrong. C, postpone indefinitely, I think has to be pending.
I
Amend
could
doesn't.
maybe. Um,
I
Amanda's
think
not. We already
C
mentioned that.
I think C is wrong. Yeah, but then D might be wrong. I don't know the answer to this. What was your
Yeah,
answer?
I would say it's
Is
C,
C?
but but I understand what you're saying about postpone indefinitely also.
Let's see. So this was number 16. And the answer is C. So we must
Okay.
be wrong. I must be wrong about postpone indefinitely. So let's look. It is page 166, lines 18 through 22.
166? Okay, wait a minute.
Yep.
That's 200 something. 166?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. No,
No,
66.
that's
66. I'm a dummy. Lines 18 through 22.
66.
For each of the first 5 subsidiary motions, there is a corresponding incidental main motion of the same name, and it goes to page 101. So we're going to want to look up postpone indefinitely, because that was the one that strung us up. But so did commit. (101) doesn't tell us anything. So I'm going to look at postpone indefinitely, because I'm trying to...
126.
It's 126?
That's on one. Yeah.
You said 126?
Yes.
Because I let my little spikies hit.
But that's saying main question.
It says takes precedence over, except the main question to which it is applied, but that doesn't mean it has to be moved. I still am very confused.
Yeah, a standard characteristic too can only apply to a main question and can therefore be made only while a main question is immediately
pending. And it says right there what subsidiary motions may also be made as incidental main motions when no other. I think I was correct on postpone indefinitely. I think this is a very bad question. Let me go look on. There is a correction key. It'd be funny if we found one of the ones that was wrong. Question number... Nope, this isn't one of the ones that says it's wrong. But according to this, it could not be C. You got it right, but you weren't sure either.
We got it right, but we got it right, but we think that what they're saying that the right answer is wrong.
Right. Now, what about? Let's look at commit.
Oh, okay.
Because again,
here's the deal on commit. 168. You can go, commit can go into a committee of the whole or a quasi-committee or considered informally without a motion pending.
Yeah, and
so that actually makes sense.
Yeah, and it actually does make sense because you could make a motion that proactively wants to commit something. Like, you don't want the assembly to consider it right then. It's like, for instance, this is a good example in the LP. We want to buy a building, but we don't know anything else. So the main motion was motion to form a committee to investigate buying a headquarters. Okay, so commit makes sense to me. Now, what about postpone to a certain time? Because that's the only other thing in D.
I'm actually looking at lay on the table for a second.
Well, and I'm looking at postpone to a certain time.
Excuse me.
Which is 179. And remember, everyone, we are looking at the last edition. So if you're following along with page numbers, we're really sorry.
Yeah, we're in the 11th, folks, not the 12th. Okay, it says here for lay on the table that it can be applied to orders of the day while they're actually pending as main motions. But that's not answering the question.
You know what I think the problem is?
What's that?
I think you and I are using the word pending incorrectly here.
Okay.
That's why I did that definition. You and I were using it the same way, but I don't think this question is using it the same way. Now, I still think C is wrong. I actually think D might be right. I think what they mean by pending is it's the next item of business. Let's see if pending is defined.
Defined anywhere? Yeah, good question.
Because I think you and I are using it the same, but I think we might be using it wrong. Otherwise, we're just going to move on this one as a sucky-ass question. Pending motions.
Page 32. Page 32.
I just think this is a really bad question.
When a chair has stated the question, this is page 32, line 27. When the chair has stated the question, the motion is pending.
It's pending, so we used it right.
We're using it correctly, yeah.
Yes, this is a bad question.
It's got to be. Because, I mean, limit or extend limits of debate, we know that can be handled as incidental made, no problem. So that was never in question. Previous question, we said no. Amend, we already said yes, we could. And that which let the confusion postpone to a certain time. I'm pretty sure yes, you could do that. Which for D, and which led to the question of simply lay on the table versus not.
Maybe you have to wait for it to be stated. I don't know. This is a terrible. Did lay on the because lay on the table seemed to say it had to be made once it was pending, right?
That's what I thought. Right? Let me double check. Let's see.
Which would make D wrong. I just think this
the
is...
The motion lay on the table lays the pending question aside temporarily.
Pending question. Okay. So I was right that the right way to handle it is to subsequently, as you say, lay on the table, but you have to wait for it to be pending. This is just a shitty question. You got it right. We're crediting you as getting it right, but it was a really horrible question, and it's probably one that will come up on the exam, so you should remember it just as a horrible question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I don't remember what 2 is here. Well, we're going to take both of them. So here's the new 2. Which of the following motions is never a main motion? This relates to the other one.
Now wait just a cotton picking minute. Okay. I'm looking at this list. Okay. Main motion, not an incidental main motion. Let's make sure that's clear on the differences.
And let me make sure I wrote it right. Yep, it's question number 17. Which of the following is never a main motion? Postpone to a certain time, lay on the table, commit or refer, and amend something previously adopted.
Well, we know the last one is an incidental main motion.
So it is a main motion.
Yeah. But it's an incidental main motion, not a regular main motion. That's
why
I asked the question.
But it doesn't say regular. But it doesn't say regular. It just says main.
That's why I asked the question about the wording. Okay.
And we know commit can be.
Yes, we do.
It's incidental, but it's
based upon what the previous question we just looked at. I've got to go with B.
Lay on the table or postpone. Let's see. I don't know the answer. But let's look it up. Question number 17 is B. We are learning. We're learning and shit. I keep hitting
that's
this.
That's consistent with the previous. So
yeah. And here's the thing you're starting to learn about this test. If you fuck one up, you're probably going to
You
fuck
can
like
fuck
the
up a lot
next
of them.
5 up. Yeah. And
Mhm.
that's not good. So let me pull up the next. That was, oh, I didn't have our pictures on it. That was 2.1.
That's okay.
So I'm going to pull up the regular two. I like our beautiful faces on here, even though you have a. That's not it. We don't want that. Okay, so that's why that was 2.1. Okay. I'll be more. Listen, if I'm organized, here I am again, fucking up. We don't
Yeah.
want that. What am I doing? I just don't know what I'm doing. If I'm organized, you know there's something amiss. So we need to go to number 3.
I'm
Oh,
having visions of the Muppet Show here.
yeah, the reason is I got to go to a different screen and I'm just not used to this yet. So here's 3.
Yeah.
You better not call me Miss Piggy or I'm going to kill you.
Actually, I was thinking more like Walter from Statler, but anyway.
Yeah, not Miss Piggy. Okay, so here's
No.
3.
Wait a minute. We
Okay,
just had
and
that one. Oh, there we go. There it is.
I am going to move this below us so it could. Why didn't that work? Why
It
aren't
went
we
back to the previous.
showing? It did, but why? It doesn't matter. Who cares? We can see each other. Hold on. This is really bugging me though. I'm going to try to put us back on. There's me.
There's you.
And I'm going to put me right here. Then how do I add
Mhm.
you? It's going to add 2 of me for a second, and I've got to
Right.
switch it to you. We could do infinities of you and me just over and over and be just like everyone's worst nightmare. Here you go. This should be you.
There we are.
Yay!
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so which of the wait,
No.
we just did this one.
We just had, yeah, it
Hold-
flashed backwards on you by
Okay.
accident.
Here we go. Is this the right one now? What?
Not yet.
Why is it? Okay, hold on. I'm an idiot.
There it is.
Nope, don't want that.
There's more of us.
Don't want that. There we go. Is that
There
right?
we are.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not as retarded as I thought I was. Which of the following motions is never
B.
an incidental main motion? So
B.
A, postponed to a certain time. So now we're learning. Postponed to a certain time can be an incidental main motion.
Yes.
Which means that nothing else is pending.
Right.
C,
Which is why B is the right answer.
same thing with C, same thing with D,
Yeah.
and B is by default the right answer. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I skipped a question in this thing, or I just numbered it all wrong. But let's go to number 4. We're on a roll. Number 4. But I need to move
There we
it
go.
right here. There we go.
There he is.
And I misspelled shit. The motion to limit or extend limits of debate moved when no motion is pending is A, an incidental motion, an incidental main motion, an original main motion, or a subsidiary motion.
Now, in the same vein as before, it's an incidental main motion.
Yes, why? Besides it being in the vein of what?
We've already seen those questions, but yeah. Because when no motion is pending, therefore a motion to extend or limit or extend limits of debate would be applied to an item of business that hasn't happened yet.
Well, it can't be.
versus a
So it can't
pending
be
motion.
since there's nothing pending. It can't be a subsidiary motion.
Correct.
Um,
And we know it's not an original main motion because because the limiting extended debates pertains to the activities of the assembly, not the business. Therefore,
right.
it's not original.
And it's not
That's why.
incidental because there isn't something pending. So it's an incidental main motion. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5, we are cruising along. Let me see if I can find it. 5. And I just have to move it down. That's where I was getting confused. 5. Privileged, misspelled again because I did all this in like 10 minutes. Privileged motions
That's
as a
right.
class are distinguished by which of the following? They do not relate to pending business. Unlike subsidiary motions, they do not fit into an order of precedence. They are identical to questions of privilege. And D, they allow interruption with debate of many other questions. This is an interesting one.
I'm going to start from the bottom and go up. I know that's what she likes. D, they
Oh
allow
my
interruption
God,
with
don't
debate.
say that.
They allow interruption with debate. No, it would be interruptions without debate. So it's not D. They are not identical to questions of privilege. Those are two separate things. Unlike subsidiary motions, they do not fit into an order of precedence. I don't remember if that's true or not. I had that in a spreadsheet that I haven't looked at lately, and I think that might be the case. But A is definitely true that they don't relate to pending business. So I'm going with A.
Okay, let's see.
And I'll probably
And
get it wrong.
I didn't number these right, so it's number 20. It's A.
Wow, I'm on a roll.
Well, I knew
Take a
that
drink for
wasn't
being
C
hot.
and D. Okay, so perfect.
Mm.
All right.
My game tonight. This is good.
I'm going to number 6. We are getting there. 1 second. 6. Questions of privilege,
Okay.
not in the nature of a request, which are, of course, I misspelled it, brought up while no business is pending, are moved the same way as any A, privileged motion, B, subsidiary motion, C, main motion, D, incidental motion. Interesting.
Okay. It's definitely not a subsidiary motion. We can eliminate that out immediately. Ooh. They're not in the nature of a request, so that means we're not talking about things like turn on the air conditioning, which are brought up while no business pending. Incidental doesn't make sense to me on that because it's brought up in the same way as something. And because bizarre as it may sound, I think it's main motion.
It is. And the key is no business is pending.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
the key.
I wasn't
Now,
overthinking it then. Okay.
I'm going to tell you that I don't know if one of the answers was incidental main motion, if that would have been right, but it isn't. It doesn't matter. It's definitely a main motion. You know, me and classifications of main motions are not good friends, but it definitely is a main motion
Right.
because nothing else is going on. When you bring up something when nothing else is going on, it pretty much is a main motion. I'm
Right.
sure
Yeah.
sure some big brain out there could come out with an exception, but that's a good general rule. Okay.
Okay. Hold on
We
a
are
sec.
booking.
I'm curious about something. Yeah, because the privileged motions are like, hang on, let me check something here. Yeah, privileged motions are like orders of the day, questions of privilege, recess, adjourn, fixed time to adjourn. So, anyway,
Okay, you got the next one
next.
up here. And I'm going to move us up a little because our little circles are getting cut off and it's bothering me. The effect of
Don't do that too much. It'll overlap the next one. Just watch.
The effect of making a point of order is to, I'm going to make a snarky comment. I'm not going to. A, return to the agenda. B, require order in the assembly hall. C, require the parliamentarian to give an opinion. D, require the chair to make a ruling on the question involved.
E, give the chair an option to be snarky. No, It's definitely not C because that is not a point of order. That's a point of parliamentary inquiry. Order of the assembly hall is. I don't think that's a point of order. That's a different issue. Return to the agenda. That's orders of the day, which leaves us with ruling on the question of all D.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Blah, blah.
Definitely. That
There you
that
go.
that one was pretty. That
Yeah.
one was pretty easy. But
Yeah.
too many people think it's C,
Yeah.
and it's not. But too many people think it is.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's continue. Oh my God. We have 11, so we're on to number 7. But watch, all the rest of them are
Okay.
going to be super, super hard. No, we just did 7. So we're up to number 8, actually.
Mhm.
Hold on. Oh, I keep doing it wrong. That's what she said.
Oh, that's what she said
8.
about him.
Well, probably. That probably is more likely. You are being very realistic, dear sir. 8. Didn't we just do 8?
We just, yeah, it
Did I
flashed back again.
did I do it twice? Did I
It
name
it
something
bounced back.
twice? I named something twice. So actually, I thought I only did 10 and it said 11, but I must have named something twice. So let me go to number 9, which is, never mind. You don't really care about the numbers. Let's go to the next one because I made this one a little shorter. That's
Mhm.
definitely not what she said. Um, than the others because I knew I needed to do another show after this because I was supposed to do one last
Okay.
night
There
and
we go.
didn't. Okay, 9. Let me move it there. All right. No.
Ah,
Why
it
is it
flashed
doing
back again.
that? There we go. And maybe there's
There
another
we
one.
go.
If there we go. Which of the following motions is not a motion to bring a question again before the assembly? A, rescind. B, amend something previously adopted. C, ratify. D, reconsider.
Okay. We know that rescind and reconsider bring the question again before the assembly. Amend something previously adopted normally doesn't, but it can if you
It
have
doesn't?
multiple amendments or something. Well, think of it this way. If you have, I'll use a bylaws example. If we have one proposed amendment to a bylaw or amending something previously adopted, but then a second one shows up, which is something different, it would be out of scope. Well, okay, never mind. I'm talking myself out of it because then it'd be out of scope.
Yeah, because it is. The whole point of previous in there means it was brought again.
Yeah. And no, the answer is
Oh, I
ratify.
loved
I
watching
mean,
your mind work on that. You were like, blah, blah, blah. Wait. It was that
no,
lady. It was that meme of that lady going,
I was like,
oh.
yeah, no,
That was
it's
a live
ratified.
meme. That was a live meme.
What, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just you were like, oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I talked myself out of that.
Yeah. No, it's ratified.
Oh,
It,
boy.
it's definitely ratified, which, well, okay, I won't comment any further on that, but yeah.
Okay. And let's just, for the crowd, rescind obviously does because we're asking an assembly to reverse something they already decided. Reconsider, we're asking them maybe to reverse it, but at least to reconsider it. Maybe they're going to amend it, maybe they're going to reverse it, whatever. Amend something previously adopted, it's right there in the name. You adopted it before and you want to amend it. But ratify is
Yeah.
something that was never really before the assembly. It's to make
Right.
it something before the assembly. And I know we had a huge World War III on that, but I think on a lot of points we're on the same page. We might not be on the same page on all
Yeah.
points, but we certainly are more on the same page than we were when this whole thing started. Okay, so 10. Let's hopefully I can get this and bring it where it's
There's a
supposed to
question.
be. There's a question, and it should still be
Yay!
yes. The introduction of which of the following motions always brings business before the assembly? Uh-oh. A, take from the table. B, amend something previously adopted. C, discharge a committee. D, reconsider.
Okay. Take from the table as a motion can be rejected, leaving it on the table. So that would not bring the business back before the assembly. Amend
And take
something
from the
previously
table
adopted.
itself is not a business. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Amend something previously adopted does bring business before the assembly. We know that. Discharge a committee may not necessarily do that because they could be discharged without reporting out what they were supposed to be doing. And reconsider, like take from the table, can also be turned down. So the answer is B.
It is B. And it is because it's
Yeah.
using a real technical definition of brings business before the assembly, which I think a lot of people would not use. They would think if you're deciding anything, even if it's to decide not to decide, to quote the ineffable Rush, that they would think that's bringing business before. But let's not wax too philosophical. It is B. Okay. Next. And there is actually an LP thing that I'd like us maybe one day to address. Now, I don't know if he's still going to do it, and it is kind of controversial. Maybe we'll consider it in the future. But there's a friend of mine on Twitter who's doing a hashtag called Bad LP Parliamentary Takes, which is actually kind of funny. Which is actually kind of funny. We're not going to do that right now, but if he keeps it up, maybe we will. Maybe we will talk, because the last one he did, I actually didn't disagree with. And we can stop for a second. It was talking about the powers of the executive, and it said that that inherent in the chair is executive powers, and I disagreed with them. I think that is an actual correct parliamentary take, but the problem is that the bylaws often limit that. I mean, while that is, I think it was bad LP parliamentary takes, or LP bad parliamentary takes, something like that. And the fact is, under strictly Roberts, without looking at the bylaws or any special rules of order, the chair is invested with a lot of executive power. Now, I don't really know what decision or comment he was referring to. I don't know if it was the last JC decision. I don't know if it's the one that hasn't been referred to yet. I don't.
There's probably a multitude.
Yeah, it could be something that happened in his state party. I have no idea, but I just found the hashtag amusing. I just found the hashtag really amusing. Okay, so this is the last one.
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah,
Okay.
And it could be something to do with the state party, because that particular sentence I don't remember being uttered anywhere, but I honestly haven't been paying that much attention to the LP, despite how much attention people think I have been paying. The standard descriptive characteristics of a motion contain. So this would, be the SDCs at the beginning of each chapter. The motions over which it takes precedence, to which motion it yields, what motions are applicable to it, and all of the above are correct.
It's all the above.
Yeah, it's all of the above. These are standard things. You got to know this about every motion. So that was easy.
We've gone through that. So we've gone through that by looking things up so many times. It's ridiculous. So, yeah.
And for those of you not familiar with Roberts, if you really, you're intimidated by this big book, if you go to the beginning of each section on, if you go and look on the index, just say you're looking up, I don't know, we were looking up before lay on the table, and there was probably 15 references to it. But the first ones you'll notice are a group of 2 or 3 pages. Those are the standard descriptive characteristics, and nearly everything you want to know will be in the SDC.
And usually also they'll list some of them in the index in bold. Those are usually good places to
Yeah.
start looking too.
You want to know it'd be an interesting cheat book would be to
Mhm.
just take copies or type out of all of the standard characteristics, just of all the main things, and have a slight book that's just SDCs. That would be
I'm actually
real.
building a, I'm actually
I'm
building a
sorry.
spreadsheet for studying that has all that.
That
I'm
would
actually
be
building a spreadsheet for studying
yeah.
on that. Yeah.
That would be really, really helpful because nearly everything you want to know, the rest of the chapter will give some specific examples of how it's used, the language that
Mhm.
the chair should use, or the language that the mover should use. But almost every time, or let's say 95% of the time, everything you want to know will be in the SDCs.
And the nice thing about it is, and this is the sheet I've been doing on this, is that they're laid out in the order of precedence too. And when you look at it with the order of precedence as to what it takes precedence over and to what it yields, you can see the pattern develop as to how they
Yeah,
all tie together. It's a huge benefit.
but
I,
it's
I
really
reference
something.
a table I haven't looked at lately. That's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah, but it's something that doesn't come naturally. You really have to like kind of study that. Like it's been a while
yeah.
since I've looked at the order of precedence, and it's not something that
Mhm.
sticks with you. Like the first
Yeah.
thing you
But
remember is that amend is like right off, like right up, depending above or below,
yeah.
depending on what order you're looking on it at it
Mhm.
in the order. But other than that, the other ones kind of like, at least to me, kind of blur together. But I'm getting old, but
Yeah.
you're old too, so
But when
you
you,
probably have the same problem.
well, when you see, like I said, when you see it, when you have the precedents laid out and you see who it takes precedent over who it yields to, you can see the pattern as it goes down because each one of them has one less that it either yields to or take precedence over because it was the one you just had, and it works its way down the pile. It's actually very informative in that way. Of
And all the
course,
acronyms
I
for it
can find
suck.
patterns anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, all the
I like to
acronyms
find
for
patterns
it
anyway.
suck. You've seen them all. They all suck.
Mhm.
Everyone tries to remember an acronym unless you find one that's real personal to you. They all suck.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
I
I
hear you.
guess that is it. I'm going to be doing another show, so that's why we did a short one tonight. I'm taking a short
Mhm.
break, and then I'm doing a short show on I'm doing a short show not responding. Responding is probably the right word, is wrong word because responding like it entails like some kind of disagreement. So this is just a more lighthearted banter with a clip from Isaac Butterfield. If you guys don't watch Isaac Butterfield, if you don't mind offensive comedians, and he's not even terribly offensive, but in today's very fragile world, they find him offensive. He got canceled in Australia multiple times for making Aboriginal jokes. And even the Aboriginals were laughing at it, but of course, it was some white woman that got upset over it. So it's an
Always the
interesting
case.
show. So yeah, I'm not getting any money to promote you, Isaac. You probably don't even know I'm a fan, but I'm going to be doing a quick, lighthearted response to Isaac Butterfield. All right, we're going to do the closing song, and we will see you next week. Thank you, everyone. You have a good night. Bye-bye.
Viva! Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed? You say nay. Opposed! Opposed! The motion carries anyway.